Okay, so I'd say yeah, April right here. We're starting here. April 3rd, I made a video. It's about 2 days after the initial like Switch 2 like direct, the one that showed off the Mario Kart World, DK Bonanza, Kirby Air Riders, stuff like that, Yakuza 0, yeah, all of that. April 3rd is about when I released that video. I was I was very excited for the Switch 2 right after that video. If you go watch it, I was not very excited for the Switch 2 right after, because the stuff they withheld from that direct was like very important to people's perception of the Switch 2. I feel like they did not reveal it was $50. They did not reveal that, you know, they did not reveal the game key card stuff until like after the direct, you know, with the you know, you have the game key card, but all it is essentially just a license for the game online, you know. Yeah, that shit. They neglected to reveal that, you know, during the direct, and just decided to wait till after, which I feel like is kind of not cool, man, if you ask me. Where'd the video go? I've not uploaded a lot in 2025. Okay, anyways, you're here to talk about, okay, so I'm here to talk about, does Nintendo still suck post Switch 2 launch? So it's launched already, it's out in the wild, we've seen people out with it, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's out in the wild, been out for about 3 days now since Mario Kart World. We're just gonna go over things that I think still suck about Nintendo. I don't have really any positives that I can, well, there's one positive we can pull up, but this is the articles I just have pulled up, just things I want to talk about. This one isn't, okay, it's a big deal, but it's also not like, I'm not hating Nintendo anymore because of this, and I'll explain why. And this is more so because, I mean, this is part of the course for any, like, you know, Xbox, Microsoft, Sony, they all do this. They all record your voice chats, whether you're aware of it or not. Sorry. Like, yeah, I mean, this is, like, yeah, dude, it fucking blows, but I mean, who cares, man? Yeah, as we can see here, you do have to agree to it. It's recorded and stored temporarily both on your system and the system of those you chat with. They're only stored recordings shared with Nintendo. These reports, and basically they go to Nintendo. The voice chat will go to Nintendo. And oh, okay, gotcha. So that's what that says, yeah. Nintendo says it. Okay, so this one, this is why I fucking hate news sites in 2025, dude. It's always sign up for some email or pay to read more. No, I don't want to pay to read more. I just want to read the fucking article. God damn, dude. Okay. So, yeah, Nintendo now says it can disable your Switch or potentially even your new Switch 2 if you don't follow its user agreement. So basically, it says they can just brick your console if they have reason to believe that you are using your Switch for reasons that violate their terms of service. Now, of course, you agree to this user agreement when you buy the Switch 2. However, this is a product that you paid $450, or if you're in the UK, I don't know how much it is in Canada. I know how much it is in Canada, and I know it's like $630 there. The fact that Nintendo can just decide that you can't use it anymore. Oh yeah, and then they can also, I mean, this is also just in the UK for some reason, not the US. I guess the US has more consumer laws against that, but your digital software can also be disabled. This is absolutely absurd. Yeah, I mean, it's just anti-consumer, man. Like, unauthorized use. This could be anything. That unauthorized use is so unbelievably broad. Like, what could be described as unauthorized use of a Nintendo Switch 2? You know, replacing the screen could, like, they could really consider that, you know, unauthorized of the Switch 2. You know what I'm trying to say. It's so stupid, man. It's really stupid. Yeah. Here's the actual specific line. Without limitation, you agree that you may not publish, copy, modify, reverse engineer, lease, rent, decompile, disassemble, distribute, offer for sale, or just create derivative works in any portion of Nintendo account services. Wait, that says services. Any portion, I mean, I guess that also does include the Switch 2. Bypass, modify, decrypt, tamper, or otherwise circumvent any of the function protecting Nintendo account services. Yeah. I mean, some of these make sense to be there. The exploitation shit, same thing, man. It's just anti-consumer, man. Yeah, I want to mod my console to get more out of it. The fact that Nintendo should take the approach that I think Xbox does. Wait, I can pull this up. Xbox developer mode. I got a lot of experience with Xbox developer mode, let me tell you. So Xbox dev mode, basically what it is so dev mode on like an Xbox, it's an app you install on the Microsoft Store. And all it is, okay, you know what, here, this is the perfect place to look for. This is the repository. This is the whole community for the Xbox Dev Store homebrew stuff. Basically, it allows you to run emulators and stuff like that. This is like officially supported by Microsoft. This isn't like a exploit. This is a hack. This is something. As of right now, I think they said they're making developer accounts free next month. But as of right now, I think you do have to pay money for it. $20, but I mean it's a $20 one-time fee, and you get unlimited access to emulators and shit. So I think it's a pretty good deal, and you don't have to mod your console. All you need is like an external device and a a USB drive, and you're set. That's all you need. I mean, some of these only work on Xbox Series, but you get what I'm trying to say. Microsoft, by giving you more options of what to do with your console, therefore have prevented incentives to hack it. This gives you if you can already use the console for things like this, then there's not really an incentive to hack it for that purpose. The reason we hack things like that, I mean, some people obviously hack things for the intention of pirating games. All the power to them at this point, I'm gonna be so honest with you, but I mean, more according to the law, it is wrong. So according to them, it's wrong. But me, I don't care. I mean, just give us an incentive. I mean, you can say that, yeah, we have the GameCube. I mean, I guess we do have a bit of an incentive, but it's still so restrictive because you have the Nintendo Switch Online stuff. But like, still, man. I mean, even then, how many games are missing from those? Respectfully, like GBA, we're still missing all the fucking Pokemon games. I'm sure we're still missing a good portion of NES games or SNES, not NES. NES games, I think the entire library is full at this point. Sega Genesis, I mean, there's no Sonic 3 and Knuckles on there. There's no, I don't know if Mortal Kombat's on there. I don't honestly own the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, but, dude, you know what I'm trying to say, that, it's so restricted even with the, stuff they give you. I feel like they should just develop, hey, these are in-house emulators. You have to provide the game, though. I feel like that would be, perfect. I feel like that would be a great move to advise, or or you know what? How about this? Nintendo gives us a way to dump. Xbox 360 does this. This is something you can do with some games on the Xbox 360. Is you can dump the games. You can dump any most Xbox 360 games just from the disc with just a stock Xbox 360. All you have to do is, I believe you put the disc in the tray. You hit Y and you hit install, and then you select the location as a USB drive. You can take it out and then plug it into your computer, and it'll have the game for you. Yeah, thanks. We're going. Yeah, sorry. Amazon truck just fucking right in front of my house right as I was talking. But anyways, I'm sorry. I got off on a tangent there. But you get the point I'm trying to make. There's no incentive to hack a console if you can already do a lot with it. What's next up? Yeah, I already talked about this. Yeah, we talked about that already. Okay, this is also what we need to talk about. We will switch these around. Throw that in here. Yeah, okay. So, Nintendo Switch 2 is quote-unquote unhackable. I like to say quote-unquote unhackable because, it's really funny that, spoiler alert, that is, already prone to simple exploits. So a simple exploit is all we need. That's just the starting point, man. So let's go back to here. Nintendo put I believe the Nintendo Wii also had similar preventive measures to stop it from being hacked. Look how that went. So I mean, it was just like voltage requirements. So like if it detects change in voltage, the console will now boot loop. Yeah, nice. So let's say hopefully they were smart enough to, have it, if the excess in voltage comes from the charging ports, they don't mess with that, because what if there's a power spike in your house or something like that, you know what I'm trying to say. What if? There's a lot of what ifs to consider with that. But yeah, they can change in voltage as well. Yeah, if they detect a change in voltage, you can just your console just gets stuck in a boot loop. So even if you try to modify it, or if you fuck something up while you're trying to repair it, bam, there you go. Your Switch 2's gone. You should just send it to Nintendo to get repaired. No, dude, what if I want to do it myself? I don't have to run on a fucking company that, you know, I just don't have to run a fucking other company to repair a console that I own, you know? I feel like it's nice that they offer the option. I feel like they should offer the option, but I also feel like I should have the option to repair it myself. I don't feel like Nintendo should just take that right away from me by, you know, making it so I don't feel like they should. Okay, making it secure isn't a bad thing. I feel like it's bad to have a console that's not secure enough, but there is such a thing as too secure to a point where it's non-user friendly. That's what I think. But yeah, like I said, there's already simple exports for the Switch 2 at this point. Yeah, it's called a userland ROP chain. It just lets you run arbitrary code. Basically, from what do I understand about this, you can run the best way I can put it in an analogy, I guess. The best way to explain it is if you're running something on a computer or something, and you have to give it extra administrator access to run. That's kind of what's running arbitrary code is like. So you can't run unsigned code without kernel permissions from the console, from the system. And if you don't have kernel permissions, then it will. Depends on the system, and like in the Switch's cases, it'll boot loop. In the Xbox 360 case, I think it'll just shut the entire console off completely. I don't know if it'll like brick it. I don't think it'll brick it. I don't know. It might. But yeah, the point is very secure to the point where it's not user friendly. So to answer the question of does Nintendo still suck? Kind of. Let's go. Dude, there's a website I saw. I just watched a video about it. It was this website that showed you if like discs or games had the full game on them, if you could play them offline. But the point I can't remember. I don't know what exactly to look up for this, but basically, I really like looking at my search history. I've been playing a lot of RimWorld recently. Been on that shit like crack, dude. I spent like 8 hours. Okay, I'm getting off topic. Sorry. But what I'm trying to say is all the Nintendo games have the entire game on the full cartridge. So it's really just up to third parties to put the entire game on the full cartridge. Mario Kart World launched with the entire game on the cartridge, which I think it's good that first-party Nintendo games are still having that, backwards compatibility. But Nintendo's also. I don't know if this could just be a glitch. This could just be Mario Kart World exclusive, but the game card specifically loading time compared to like the micro SD loading time or the like system memory loading time or things like that is like about 6 or 7 seconds slower compared to the game card. If that's intentional to push us towards this could just be like my tinfoil hat crackheads conspiracy, but I feel like that's a push like more towards an all digital future, and I think we need to not have an all digital future. I think at least having the option for physical is very important because what if it just happened with the Crew in Ubisoft, man. What if a company just says sorry, you can't play this game anymore, and then bam, you just can't play it anymore. These games need to be properly preserved in a way that I can physically hold them and own them and say I have this entire game on this entire disc or this entire cartridge. It is absurd that we have game key cards, or like with Doom the Dark Ages, we have 300 megabytes on the disc, or 2 megabytes on the disc, or whatever, and it's just an install. You have to require internet connection. Like, we shouldn't have to have an internet connection for these things. I should be able to put the disc in my console, and I should be able to have the entire game on the disc. As you can see, I feel very passionately about this topic. Very passionate. I feel like game preservation. I love video games, if you can't tell. I absolutely love video games. Most of my money that I've spent in the past 10 years have been on video games. I have a whole collection of video games right here. I think it's very important they be preserved. And I think that Nintendo and Microsoft and Sony not putting the entire games on their disc or their devices is just not, it's not right. That's just how I feel. Let me know how you feel in the comments, please. I always like to see different opinions. I always like to see viewpoints that, challenge my own. Because it's not, sometimes from your perspective, you really just can't see the other side's perspective. Like, I'm not saying don't go in the comments and glaze Nintendo. That's lame as fuck. But I am open to other viewpoints, What is the good side to this, is what I'm trying to say. So that's about all I got for this. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and have a good one.